Hey guys, sorry for being so awkward. Anyway, my hair is looking so fucking awkward. I'm just in a fucking awkward mood. Who the fuck is Jay Walker? People be sending me random friend requests on Facebook. I don't know why. I don't know some of these people. I'm not trying to stay I'm trying to stay humble. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, humble always, but or at least the best that I can. Even though I look like I have tons of makeup on, um, try to be a little bit positive in my attitude in the way I just choose to be as a woman. Sorry for the. This is just how I dress when I'm at home. So it's not like I'm actually trying to be like, hey guys, look. I'm just very comfortable with the way I dress. It's not to gain attention in that way. It's just I just love being comfortable in that way. I'm a Taurus. I can't help it. Okay. So anyway, I forgot what else I was going to say. Yeah. So I was just trying to reevaluate. I really wanted to do this reading, but I didn't want to be disrespectful, and I was just thinking about it because I'm really interested in this topic. So I just thought about maybe I should just kind of do kind of like a separate topic on it versus just okay, versus me just doing a card reading on it, because I was practicing a little bit of my basic tarot deck. And cuz usually I'm just an intuitive reader. But anyway, I was so like invested in studying as well, but I was just so interested in doing this reading about this rapper named you know, Juicy World, Juice World. Let me do this. I'm so sorry, God. I'm so sorry, universe. Juice World. Forgive me for that. I really sincerely apologize. I'm just not. I don't really listen to a lot of like mainstream music like that. So if somebody, said, you know, Marilyn like somebody would have said, hey, you listen to that gothic guy Marilyn Monroe. I'd be like, are you talking about Marilyn Manson? Like it would just. I mean, I don't listen to him like that, but you know what I mean. It was just kind of like I really thought I think I got confused because of Juicy J. That's why Juice World and then Juicy J. So anyway, um, I just wanted to get to know what he was about and how he was as an artist within and also outside of himself, like who he was, um, on this planet, how he was known. And I just thought it would be kind of cool to talk about, not because I want to disrespect him. I just like to understand where other artists come from and where they experience the music industry and how they experience it, because this is coming from somebody who always wanted to be an artist in, not always, but there was a point in my life where I did want to be in the music industry, and I just thought it wasn't for me, and I'm not really like one of those people that try to chase fame. I really don't care for fame. I just do these things because I love it. And music is something that I just love doing. And I don't know why, but my music kind of has this sort of effect on people. And it's not to be like, oh my god, like sorry for the freaking clothes and shit. But I know Trisha Paytas does it. I love her anyway, so who cares? But anyway, so I was just like, I really want. Oh God, Lord Jesus, like please, let's rescue the shirt. rescue the shirt. Like that's the only thing I don't really like about my this top in particular. So anyway, uh, so I just wanted to understand someone that was in the music industry because I just was always interested in knowing like people like him and their perspective on how the music industry really is. And I just thought that it will be kind of a cool but also a very wise topic, an enlightening topic to talk about when it comes to people like me or just people in general who are always fascinated to see the perspective in the eyes of a star who people really looked up to. And not just him, but many other stars, many other artists, and many other singers and musicians. So I just thought, that's why I really get fascinated with certain people. And he fascinates me too because, not really because, to be honest, I don't listen to his music. But I'm pretty sure maybe there's like a couple that I may like. You never know. But I'm just saying, like, this guy Juice Wrld. I did hear a couple of his things, like a couple of his titles. I mean titles, a couple of his songs, and I was just saying, like, well, you know, like he's talking about taking these substances, like certain drugs and I guess certain pharmaceuticals, and I just was like, okay, well, if you put two and two together, like I don't want to judge, but that's the stereotype of how you have these rappers in the mainstream music industry, and they're promoting uh, certain things. I just want to keep it cool right now. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is like like Papa Molly, for example. Like, I mean, it's kind of like questionable. Like, I get scared over, like I used to experiment with drugs. I'm not gonna lie. I, was a crazy girl. I'm still a little crazy, but that was like years ago. That was like, I tried, ecstasy when I was 18. That was like my favorite thing to do back then. I was crazy. I was a rebellious child. I was like a misfit. So I was the black sheep of my family. So I was just, doing whatever made me feel good. And so anyway, um, I did have a nightmare from it. I remember taking E, and I did have a nightmare from it. And that nightmare, the guy in the dream was taking E, and he had a seizure, and he was foaming at the mouth. So ever since I had that nightmare after I took E, I never took it again in my life. And I was just like, okay, yeah, that's not something I want to do. But that was like 10 years ago. So, I was just kind of like I said, I was rebellious. No, I think I was like 17 when I started it. But, I think the last time I took it was when I was 18. So, yeah, like I said, no disrespect to him or his family or his friends. This is just a small, like, I'm a small YouTuber, so if I post this up, it wasn't supposed to be disrespectful. I was just really in a high right now. I was just in my own little zone. I was just freestyling the whole time and doing my makeup, which I've been trying to use my music right now, my freestyling. I know I'm saying freestyling. Yeah, I was. What I mean is like through singing or maybe even rapping a little bit. But anyway, so that's why I was a little hype, earlier in this video because I just got out of that cipher or whatever. So anyway, back to him though. Like, I did a tarot reading on Dr. Sabi and Nipsey Hussle. I can't ever say his name right. Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, right? So I did one on Sabi, and like I definitely got some strong messages from the universe like the day after because I vlogged it, and Sabi's reading was intense. So anyway, uh and it wasn't just because I just wanted to see like if he had any messages. I don't want to disrespect him though. Like, I think it would be kind of an interesting take to see what the spirits have to say because like I said, I did do necromancy back in the day. So yeah, I know it sounds kind of dark and scary, but like when I do my celebrity readings, that's pretty much how I do it. I just channel, or I'm kind of like a low key ghost hunter. I've always been fascinated with ghosts and all of that, and spirits, and I know a lot of people are scared of that, but it seems like ghosts are not all the time, but a lot of the times I've had a lot of visitations from ghosts and spirits, and I know that they're drawn to me too whenever they feel like, reminding me that they're around. So, anyway, and sometimes I catch it on camera, and so I just wasn't doing it to ghost hunt him though, like not like that, not to play around with his spirit, but in a respectful way to see what an artist like him would have to say about the music industry, about it, how people really say that the stereotype about it is really evil. And this is coming from someone who was really, really passionate about doing her music. I wasn't like one of those American Idol type of contestants where I was that passionate, because it was just it's still kind of new to me. I have been doing it only for a few years, maybe like two. But, I always had a passion to just be connected to music in some weird way. And I love writing music. I usually do it on my free time to relieve steam. And, yeah, and I won't lie. I was one of those people that did want to go, did have a fantasy, did have a dream of wanting to go in the music industry a long time ago. And I was like, look, I don't want to lie to myself, number one. And I'm not, super young anymore. I'm not like 12 or 14 or 18 years old, where I'm not a kid. So most people my age would, give up on that. But I did it because I loved it, and I didn't do it for the music industry. But, I'm actually kind of grateful that maybe I didn't try to when I was younger, though. Because if I had this mindset of wanting to do it when I was younger, then maybe I would have been one of those people that wouldn't have been happy, and, probably felt like Kurt Cobain or Billie Eilish or even Juice Wrld. And I'm not saying that they weren't happy. But, well, we all are a little sad. But, even celebrities get sad too. So that's how money doesn't buy everything. And so, that's kind of what stopped me. And then there's other people who, knew that I was doing this passion of mine. And I feel like when they see someone using something that can make them feel like they can do something extreme, like go in the music industry, for example. I'm not saying that that's just an example. I'm not saying for me. That can sound kind of like what makes you so special. A lot of people want to be famous, and the thing is, I don't really think that fame is everything, and it's just that thing where people want to be on TV or for 15 minutes, or just want to know that somebody signed their autograph or something like that, and they do it because of, I think, social status and validation and wanting to be appreciated just like everybody else. But I realize it's like, don't you see, we already are appreciated in this world, that we are loved. So I just really don't care for the fame like that. And I really think that, I get a lot of attention in a small town for who I truly am. And anyway, I'm getting off sidetrack. And he was doing drugs, and and the music industry is very associated with drugs. So maybe I'll do a next video on this because it's getting kind of dark. But I was just thinking, like, I would love to do a video of reading on him in the most respectful way. I just wanted to talk about this topic a little bit because I know, like, these artists, like Kurt Cobain, Juice Wrld, and a couple other artists, they die. Well, I mean, or they just get addicted. Uh, you know, uh, Even in the grunge scene, the grunge scene was like that too. So it was like filled with heroin, and you have like the rap world where it's filled with lean and Molly, and it's like, it would make sense how these artists get the way that they get. So, there is a part of me that feels like maybe the music industry wasn't for me, even if I felt that I was gifted in music. So, and anybody else. So, yeah, I think I may do a reading on him and see what I get out of it, in the most respectful way. I just wanted to talk a little bit. Yeah, thanks for watching and subscribe. Okay, I'm just nervous. All right.